So today we're looking at a piece of hardware that, honestly, it solves a very specific but really annoying architectural problem.
Hmm.
We have the data sheets here for the Kramer EXT3-UE-R coming from HDTV Supply,
Right. And its technical name is a USB 2.0 and Ethernet PoC receiver.
which is a real mouthful of alphabet soup.
It is, yeah. But the mission here is actually pretty simple. It's all about solving what you could call the distance gap.
That's a good way to put it. The gap between where the computer is, tucked away in a rack or a closet.
And where the people are, with their cameras, their keyboards, their touchscreens.
Exactly. Because a standard USB cable just dies after, what, 3 meters? 5 if you're lucky.
If you're very lucky.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where this Kramer unit steps in. It's not just a simple extender, it's a conversion tool. It takes signals from a transmitter unit and pulls them across standard CA cable.
So you're basically using your building's existing network infrastructure to carry USB signals.
Precisely.
And looking at these specs, the big headline is the distance. It's claiming a reach of up to 100 meters.
330 feet, yeah, if you're using their recommended cables.
That's huge. You're not just crossing a conference room with that. You could cross an entire floor of an office building.
That is massive for installation flexibility. But okay, the next question is always speed, right? Because distance is usually the enemy of bandwidth.
Right. So what are we looking at? The spec sheet says USB 2.0 data rates up to 480 megabits per second.
Which is full, standard USB 2.0.
Okay, but I have to play devil's advocate here. Is that really enough bandwidth for a modern AV setup? If I'm plugging in a high-end PTZ camera, am I going to hit a wall?
That's a fair question. But for most conference room applications, no. That 480 is plenty for most 1080p cameras, even some compressed 4K streams, plus your audio, plus your control data.
Ah, okay.
And don't forget, it's also handling Ethernet at 100 megabits at the same time. This thing is really designed for that soft codec world. You know, your Teams rooms, your Zoom, your WebEx.
Got it. So let's talk about what you can actually plug in. You're at the receiver end, 300 feet from the PC. What are your options?
The sheet shows 3 USB-A ports and, importantly, 1 USB-C port.
And that USB-C is the smart play.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It shows they're thinking ahead, but they also know we're still living in a world full of legacy USB-A devices. So you can connect your soundbar, your touchscreen, your mouse, and still have a port for a modern camera.
But the feature that really caught my eye, just thinking about installation logistics, is the PoC, power over cable.
If this is the labor saver, a huge one. It's two-way powering. So the receiver itself can be powered by the transmitter.
Over that same single CCAT cable.
Exactly.
Which means I don't need to get an electrician to come install a new power outlet behind the display if there isn't one there already.
Correct. But there's another layer to it. If you do decide to use a local power supply, you plug a 12-volt adapter into this receiver, it turns those USB ports into fast charging stations.
Well, that's a nice touch.
Yeah. So that tablet or phone you're using to run the meeting, it actually charges up instead of dying halfway through the presentation.
It solves the classic dead iPad problem. Okay, so beyond power and video, there's a control aspect here too. The specs mention RS-232 and Ethernet interfaces.
Right, and they're bidirectional. This is really for the IT and AV managers.
Okay.
It means you can send commands from a central control system, like telling a camera to wake up or pan left, and you can get status updates back from the devices. It allows for remote management.
So you're not running to the room every time a setting needs to be tweaked?
You're not. And physically, the thing is tiny. It's an aluminum enclosure, what they call their tool size.
And it's fanless.
That's the key word, fanless.
In a quiet room with mics, that's everything.
It uses convection cooling, no whirring, no noise. You just mount it behind the display or in a small rack, and you forget it's there.
So for anyone listening who's planning an install, and this sounds like the solution, HDTV Supply has it listed. The sale price right now is $388.
Which is down from an MSRP of $485.
That's a decent savings.
It is. They also list a phone number, which is 833-WOLFPACK. That's 833-965-3722. And they mention a discount code for listeners, 10% off, all one word.
Which makes it an even better deal. It's a really elegant solution to a very common headache.
It really is. It simplifies the whole architecture.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. We're so used to the idea of the computer being the center of the room, but when you can reliably send power, high-speed data, and remote control over a single, simple SAT cable for the length of a football field, does the whole concept of a computer in the room start to feel obsolete?
Yeah.
Are we just moving to a future where our collaborative spaces are just glass and screens and all the actual intelligence lives silently in a server closet down the hall?
That really does seem to be the direction things are heading.
Thanks for listening to this deep dive. We'll see you on the next one.